Welcome back to match 2 of the Netrunner Store Championship. I am Tyler.
I'm Raja, or Ajar.
And we are back with Raja because he won the first match. So he continues to play. I recorded the winner's table. And Raja won. He beat me handedly. I think it was 7-0, right? Or 8-0?
No, you got.
I got one. Yeah,
you got that deal.
I got the bill. So I got 2 points. So this is the other side now. You are Corpin. You're doing near Earth Hub. Is it fast advance as well?
It is.
I like it.
Yes.
I've been doing that since core set.
It's spags.deck.
Yep, mine's very close to that. And Jared is the one who won the other match, and he is playing Sunny. I was very surprised to see Sunny.
Yeah, Jared. I mean, he plays it well, but he did have a little bit of fortune because he got the first round bye and then sat at table 2 for the next 3 rounds, and so he got the strength of schedule bonus from playing all the third and fourth best players on the day. He said the Sunny deck didn't win a game, actually.
Oh.
That was what he told me at the start of this game.
Wow.
And I felt like when I sat down across from that playmat that I was sort of obligated to win.
I threatened to blur it for the whole thing.
So I did my best, but we may or may not see here. So I mulliganed, and then I mulliganed into at least one Exploda.
Yeah, you both mulliganed.
And nothing useful.
At least the Ice
Hedge
agenda,
Fund.
yeah.
Ice Hedge Fund, so that's good. But nothing else. No Aster Script, no Biotic, no Sand. Not a lot of ways to get any work done yet.
The one nice note for Jared making the cut is he's actually the only local player at the Gamer Stand.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
right.
little outside of the cities here.
And in fact, he took second place at this same tournament 2 years ago.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot to mention our match was actually a little grudge match. We faced in the cut last year, and I think I did better, if I remember.
Yeah, that's right. You were on Earth Hub, and you gave me my first loss. And
yes.
then Jimmy or Inkblot eliminated me with Siphon Max. He's way too good with that deck.
So Jared's getting set up pretty quick
Yes.
for Sunny.
Yeah,
he's already got Drip Economy and Drip cards. I think I saw you got a 15 minutes in Exploda,
Yep.
Hedge Fund, and a special offer. So you certainly
That's it.
don't have too much.
Yeah, basically I have money and nothing.
Yep.
He's paying 2 influence for Diesel, which is interesting.
Yes.
I wasn't sure about this. I mean, it seemed to work out for him.
What do you like for card draw better out of that? I mean, he's also doing Earthrise.
That's right. He's already got the Earthrise, so I kind of feel like if you have all those resources and you're gonna play Earthrise, play Career Fair. Although maybe he is.
Yeah, the 3 Career Fair is only 3 influence instead of we don't know how many diesels he's got, but
I'm pretty sure he has all 3.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm pretty sure he plays at least one more in this game if I remember correctly. And he's also got that's 1 RDI.
There's an RDI, and it looks like a clone chip.
Yeah.
He's doing multi-threader, which I think is 2.
No, multi-thread is 1.
Might be 1.
I think it's 1.
2 credits. 3 credits to install, right?
That's right. 2 recurring credits.
I like it.
Yeah, it seems.
The guy I play the most, Tim, he always makes fun of me because I try and fit it everywhere, but
It seems okay in Sunny where it's a free boost or free break of all subs for any of her breakers.
yeah. It makes Shrike a lot better. I like Shrike as a breaker. The 5 install is tough.
Yes, I thought about splashing it in Kate actually to install it for 4 and then actually be able to break sentries, but it's just so expensive.
I brought it in Kate to Worlds, and that didn't work out.
No, okay. And so I thought about it and decided against it. You tested it. I'll go with your experience over my speculation.
So he overdrew, so ends up tossing a multi-threader and a secret card.
Yeah, so I'm taking a look at his heap there to understand his influence because I've played quite a bit against Sunny, but it's the big boys Sunny Vamp deck, which is a pretty scary deck if you're in a position like I am in this game, where I can't rush. I don't have really anything too useful, and I also feel like actually I don't play this game too well.
That's how I felt about our match. Just after it was over, like, man, I wish that wasn't on camera.
In this case, he's got no breakers. He's thrown away a multi-threader.
So what do you think's in his hand if he tosses the multi-threader?
Yeah, exactly. I kind of felt like that meant that he had more economy and his breakers.
Yeah. Because all his breakers are expensive, and he was
right.
a little broke at the time. He'd credited up to 5, so he probably had a sure gamble, which he did.
Right. And I don't know what ice I put on HQ, but there's some reason here that I decide not to try and just rush the Exploda.
So he placed the striker, the code gate, which means your remote there is actually safe at the moment. Because it is wraparound.
Wraparound at the bottom,
But then there's the Sherman.
Yeah,
so he's just going to play him wall without
it.
testing anything.
That's right. The turn before, because if he hadn't played the Sherman, then I would have installed Advanced the Exploda. And now I draw an Astro, but I have no fast advanced tools.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to jam it in there. I think because, well, I'm not sure why actually.
I'm curious against NEH, like even with Butcher Shop out there, I really feel like just hitting their ice on click 1 is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any ice that does anything. Or, maybe he'd hit a Archangel, but at the point he had a Earthrise with 1 token and Underworld contacts. It's worth exploring the ice, I think.
That deck is slow enough to set up that I don't know if you...
Oh, it might be too much clicks to do it?
It might delay you enough.
I have no experience with Sunny.
I think the reason... Yeah, there's the Career Fair.
So he's doing Career Fairs.
I think the reason that I jam this Astro is I think it's Archangel Wraparound on the remote.
Wraparound up front, I know that.
Oh, the wraparound's in front? I thought it was in back. I guess we'll find out.
I guess we will. Unless he doesn't run it.
I don't think he does this turn. I think I just score it.
There's your fast advance, finally.
Yeah, right. At long last, I have a token. Oh, crap. I put it off the screen.
Yeah. I did a lot better. I recorded Fantasy Flight's cut, and I did a lot better framing it up.
Spoilers, I'm in some of those too.
Well done.
Yeah, it went pretty well.
So he's got all 3.
There it is. That's everything.
He's currently broke, only 2 credits, so he's not going to run because all of the breakers are...
Yeah.
If it's medium or high strength ice, you need to pump it quite a bit.
So I'm pretty happy that I got an Astroscript before that happened.
Sure.
But I still have a hand of like Sansan Exploda, breaking news, some ice. Yeah, score out the breaking.
So you're at 3?
3.
Do you do the team sponsorships in there?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, super good.
Team sponsorship is spectacular. Especially in a meta like this where there isn't a lot of noise.
Yeah.
So your stuff isn't getting imped.
Yes. I brought noise, and I lost 2 matches, and they were both to food coats.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't.
They can have a lot of recursion if they want. Between overscoring Vitruvius and usually having at least 1 archive memories.
That's happening right now as Melvin scores a 2 overscored Vitruvius.
2 tokens. That's gross.
And then I ran archives, and there was, I think, 12 or so cards,
yeah.
And he just let me see them all because they were all... and it was like, oh, man. Haven't seen a Jackson. You got 2 tokens. Yeah. I just hit 12. Sure. It was a bad day. So is that still 2 credits then for Sherman?
Yeah.
So the problem with all of these Sunny's breakers is when it's low ice, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, that's why I res this wraparound. I'm like, okay. I mean, I know you're getting $2 a turn from your
that eats it up, though.
folding in contacts, but at least if you want to check HQ, I'm not going to let you do it for free.
And he let you have it. He had enough, but it would have made it broke.
Yeah, I think maybe he doesn't care because I have an Astro token.
He already got the token, yeah. Without turntable, I mean...
Yeah.
It is really disheartening. Especially when you see, the Biotic in hand,
right,
where you can trash it.
Yeah.
And they already have the token, and you know it's just going to happen again.
Here comes the R&D run.
And if he spent an influence on Diesel... Oh, Resistor's so good if he's running Sherman.
That's right.
2 credits.
I feel so much better about resing that.
He might as well let you run the Trace.
Than I did about the wraparound.
That might be cheaper.
It will be cheaper pretty soon if it isn't already. Because it's right now, he's only got his base 2 link, so it's 2 credits either way, right?
Yeah, assuming you don't pump it, but still, yeah.
Double Resistor, which for the time being is
and he saw the Biotic. So he saw the Sansan in your hand, now he sees the Biotic.
Oh, so he thinks the game's over.
I would.
But I know better. Because I have Exploda in 15 minutes in my hand, and I have 6 credits or something. So I put the Sansan down, and then I go in the tank, which is really stupid here. I shouldn't I shouldn't take a bunch of time to think about it because that tells him I have agendas in my hand.
Yeah, I think so. But 2 agendas you don't necessarily mind, right? I mean, you're not rich. If he steals the Exploda, you turn your Biotic back on.
That's right. And if he steals 15 minutes, I just click it back into R&D.
Yeah.
Later. So it's not terrible, but it's not a great hand. Here I think I'm just sticking the Sansan in there because it's great if I keep it, and it's also great if he runs it.
Yeah, spends all that money getting in there. Plus he's relatively broke.
Yeah, and I feel like he's got the rig now. All he needs is economy, so I feel like I need to get going and close this game out if I can before he finishes the set, because otherwise he's going to have infinite credits.
Just slow. I mean, there's a boost economy, but yeah, spending 2 to get 1 credit a turn certainly slows you down.
Yeah, that Armitage actually ends up being really important because it kind of fuels him into being able to run, the territory being able to run with those expensive breakers.
Yeah.
And once he can do that, I'm completely reliant on fast advance, which means the Exploda it becomes impossible to score.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Which we will see in not very long, spoiler alert. Because I'm about to make another mistake. If it's not now, it's pretty soon, but I think this is the turn.
So you drew a CVS, but I imagine if you've seen a Diesel, you're not really worried. He doesn't have Clot.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, even if he's got the clone chip in hand, but still, like, he has no way to get it. You know, he doesn't have an SMC or anything.
I feel like the CVS is worthless. But here's the mistake. This is a terrible play.
Oh, even if that's the Exploda, you could have just left it.
It is the Exploda.
Yeah.
There's no reason to advance it. I have Astro Token. I have Sansan. Here I'm thinking I have... actually, I remember now. One of the ice, I think the inner ice is Little Engine. Which you have to be at something like 8 credits or something, I think, with Sunny's Breaker to be able to break it before you get your refund.
Yeah. See, that's why I just can't find myself running it, because it's like, yeah, it's 8 credits, but it's only 3.
Yeah. I like it because you can res it at a time when they're poor.
You get 2 uses out of it, essentially.
Yeah, and I don't know if I just missed the fact that he installed this co-busting. I mean, he clearly showed it to me, and I saw him taking the credits from it.
Took 4 credits off of last time.
But for some reason, I'm at least 5 credits off what his credit pool is here, which makes me realize that my little engine is just not that good.
So you leave the wraparound.
Yeah. And I think that's just because I want to hang on to 2 credits, so that I can score if I draw another Astro or something like that. But he's gonna get in. He's only gonna net lose 3 credits. He'll still have enough to trash the Sansan. And then I'm gonna get 5, so Biotic is alive again.
This is something Jared's doing here that I actually picked up after watching these videos. Is just moving the credits to the thing, and then I've seen other where they do that and then move the break to the ice.
Oh yeah,
because it's so easy to get lost, especially
right
if there's like stealth credits involved and all that.
And if the server's deep. So I just throw this Exploda away for no reason.
Yeah. But you get your 5, so you're up to 7. So actually Biotic's back online.
It is, and he gets rid of the Sansan as well. So I mean, I feel like if I don't install advanced that Exploda, I mean, if I just install it, maybe he runs anyway.
Yeah.
But I think it's even wrong to do that. I should have just either jammed the CVS in there, or just done nothing. But here, so I got a sponsorship, put an ice in front of it, hedge fund.
That's the other thing with Exploda. It turns those hedge funds right back on.
Yeah.
You know, like the shipment or the Soups Week. You know, in his case, he's holding 5, but a lot of times they're holding 3, which is so gross. Because if it's Faust, they used a couple, and then they know they're gonna just wild side back into him, so there's no point in clicking.
That's right. The other problem that I have here is that I've not been able to find a Jackson.
Yep.
And now he gets the deal that I would have been able to score, obviously, with the Biotic if I wanted.
And he's got the lead now, 4-3.
That's right. So I'm in a pretty awkward position because he can get into R&D for $4 and he's making 3 just passively every turn anyway.
Right. So it's costing him a credit, which he's also holding the R&D interface.
Oh, it's a pad. I thought I installed a sponsorship there, but sure. I don't think he's gonna let me have it once I res it. I think. Well, it depends. I've got $10. We'll see what happens. But at this point, he can basically R&D lock me. There's Jackson Howard. So I'm gonna put Jackson in the remote. I think that's wrong. I think I should wait, hold it to the next turn, and
So you can
install
draw
and draw a bunch of cards.
You could have, like, even the CVS would have been a good play in there, just to make him spend some credits.
That's right. There's another career fair. Earthrise.
Yeah, the 1 credit Earthrise is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one way that I can see running Earthrise in actual criminal.
Yeah, if you had, because you've got
career fair doesn't cost any influence, and you can play it for a credit if you happen to hit the career fair. I think he's thinking about whether he wants to come after whatever this is. I don't remember if he does it or not.
That's the thing with when you've got all 3 breakers. Just get in. You can get in anyway.
Yeah, here comes the RDI, and now this kind of makes me feel very uncomfortable because he can get an R&D for 4 credits.
Yeah.
See 2 cards every time. R&D lock is real if I can't. And there's the Astro.
So he's at 6.
Yep.
And you would have scored that out.
Yeah.
Oh, and you have a Sansan down, right?
I think that's the Jackson on the table.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But still.
But you can see, yeah. So since he didn't go for it, I'm just gonna try and dig for an answer here. But unfortunately, I find basically nothing.
So had you found the Astro instead of him, would you use your token or the biotic?
With the amount of money I have, I'd probably use the biotic.
Yeah.
And then have 2 tokens because at this point
You don't have much else to res.
At this point, he's not on turntable.
Yep.
And having 2 tokens allows you to score from very low credit totals later.
Nice. Yeah. And you can finally get the Exploders out if you needed it.
Yeah. So I'm staring at this hand trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to win this game at this point. Because he can get an R&D for not very much. So I'm like, okay, I have to show up R&D, but at the same time, with his rig, he can just money up for a turn, let's say. And then run every other turn and be fine.
Well, I might be wrong. That was the swordsman.
I drew a swordsman. I'm not sure what I installed.
I think it was the altar. Yeah, it's definitely not in your hand anymore, so unless you pitched it. I think it was the altar swordsman, which is not gonna
it's gonna
do a lot because he's drawing through Earthrise anyway.
Absolutely nothing.
So another diesel, yeah.
But against this rig, there's really very little ice in this deck that does much.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got, I think I have 2 Archangel in this version of the list. And those are pretty much the only relevant ice in the deck at this point. Security chip, just in case he wants to save himself some credits. But there's another Armitage, and that's
that could make the little engine even more profitable.
Yeah, right. But this Armitage is going to fuel him for. I mean, he's at 6, I'm at 3. It's basically going to last him the rest of the game.
Yeah. So what are you thinking now? Because you've got the biotic in hand. Are you just hoping to hit an agenda? Are you going to keep Jackson?
I'm going to keep Jackson drawing because if I can't find a 3 for 2 to score, I'm basically screwed. But I'm sort of feeling like I'm just gonna have to draw through this R&D lock.
That's the worst one to draw.
Exactly. So I dig for it and I find an Explodapalooza.
Yeah.
Which
that's so
is gonna do me very little good. I mean, yes, okay, I could install Biotic Advance token.
But then you're out. Fast Advance too.
Yeah, right. Well, I can only do that if I've got a Sansan too.
Right. Which you're holding.
But that's expensive. And that's a very expensive way to go from 3 points to 5 points.
Yep.
Uses up your token and then you're not getting the rest of the way.
I think showing up R&D does, it definitely hints there's nothing in your hand.
Yeah, and I think I hold the Exploda because of that, or I hold something. Yeah, I'm holding the Exploda here just in case. If I can get a 3 for 2 and then close with the Exploda. Closing with it is fine if you have to.
I drew a lot.
And he doesn't seem to be interested in HQ anymore, so I'm kind of trying to telegraph that the game is in R&D. Although unfortunately, it more or less is. I mean, sure, he could run HQ and maybe get the Exploda, but
Right. It also keeps you from winning.
That's
if he
right.
can see the cards before you do.
yeah, and that's why I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't come get that Jackson. Because that's enabling me to draw through any R&D lock that he could set
Yep.
up. But maybe it's just that before he had that second Armitage, he was concerned about what the outer ice was.
And a Kading. So he's not convinced the game's over.
That's right, he's not. I'm starting to think that the game is over at this point, which
Yeah.
is very. It's not a good mindset to be in.
No.
It's hard to win when you don't think you're winning. Sees the biotic. So I think he's still thinking that I can make a game of it. I draw the second biotic. I mean, that's fine. I don't think I quite have enough to double biotic the Exploda.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I really want to do that because I want to be able to res the outer
Double
ice.
Archangel now too.
There they are. So that ice is actually relevant in this case. At this point, I'm like, well, crap, I paid 2 credits to install a Swordsman, and now I finally get an ice that I'd rather have.
So even that though is Trace 4, right?
No, it's Trace 6.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Trace. So that's pretty good, even against Sunny.
Yep. And that's why I'm thinking about getting rid of one of the ice,
Yeah.
but ultimately I decide that I'm gonna
Yeah, I might have gotten rid of the
just
Swordsman, if that's what I thought it was. Just because even if he takes the net damage, you know.
Yeah, that's right. He can take it and not care. Or it's only 2 credits and I'm paying 3.
Yeah. Plus 2 to put it out there.
That's right. And another one to keep it now.
Yes. Yeah. Wow, it'd be 7 by the time you're all done. Okay,
So I do trash.
yeah.
I do trash 1 ice, and I think
Which I think is the Quandary?
a Quandary or a wraparound, something that's not super relevant. Although I don't know why I would keep the Swordsman and not.
Yeah,
those
maybe I
two.
just got the order on him, right?
Well, or I just screwed it up. So I'm trying to build an ice tower here because I know, given the fact that the only one in my hand is I've got Exploda, and I don't know if I still have 15 minutes or not. He hasn't forced me to Jackson anything out of archives. I think I did get rid of the 15 minutes, but it's still in the
Because
bin.
at this point it doesn't help you. It's the game.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if he runs archives, which he doesn't, I don't know if he does it later, but he certainly hasn't done it yet. And the game has been in there for quite a while. But of course, he's giving me the Jackson, and I have another Jackson in my hand if I need it. But I just can't draw the agendas.
Yeah, the Glacier's pretty interesting. And I ended up doing the same thing in my match, just trying to put down, and it's a big glass tower. You can't do anything with it.
Here comes the multi-threader, so he's still...
One influence, you're right.
He still thinks that we have a game on.
Yeah,
Here he comes into HQ,
but now he can do, yeah,
and he pulls the win. There it is.
there it is. That was quick. So Jared wins, not that quick, I guess. Jared wins this one. The other match, the losers bracket, I played Melvin, my noise, against his food coach, which, as I said, I did lose.
I had to play Melvin in the losers bracket and win that game in order to make it back to face Jared again and have to win 2 games.
So there are, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely on the bracket. So we'll see you in the next video.